Well, I need to welcome you back, and we're still with the big story for today. We're talking about the present hardship in the land and the recent call for a living wage, not a minimum wage rather, but a living wage for workers. And how can that be, or how much should it be? Well, it's still another major question. But should the present administration not think towards not just dealing with the issue of what the minimum wage should be, but rather improving the living standards of Nigerians and Nigerian workers to see how they can really curb the growing agitation that seems to be springing around all sectors in all parts of the country? Well, it's a major question. But one that we're still asking our guests, and we're talking of no other person but the present chairman of ASU, FUPRI to be precise, Engineer Dr. Wilfred Okologume. But before we continue, let's quickly go get message from our sponsors, and when we come back, more discussion all centered on the big story for today.
Oh, yeah, follow the road, auto better quality. If you talk gas matter, oh, yeah, follow Benetta. Gas with the better quality, Benetta. Gas where they full rich man to Benetta. Home delivery, brother, na Shapali. Benetta. For Benetta, gas no mago, Benetta. Get different type of gas cylinder. Benetta. I feel like that gas we go last you well, Benetta. For gas matter, Benetta now do. Benetta. Gas service in a them they run. Benetta. Benetta make you carry go.
For gas matter and home delivery, make you wire Benetta gas plant for 080-6745-7890 and 080-5904-7722. Benetta gas plant, the tequila of gas matters.
It's colorful, so colorful, wow! It's Uzo Furniture and Interior Merchant, a leading name for luxurious furniture at ultra-modern super showroom. Well-stocked is now located near you for the sales and installation of long-lasting exotic and quality interior and exterior furniture for your living space, such as foreign Turkey royal chairs and sofas, glass, wooden and marble royal dining tables and chairs, conference tables and chairs, executive office tables, reception tables, orthopedic office chairs, etc. Uzo Furniture and Interior Merchant has in stock royal king-size and queen-size beds, wardrobes, mirror consoles, wall frames and artworks for decoration, wine bars, big TV shelves and TV stands, gym equipment like motorized gym bicycles, gaming chairs, treadmills, outdoor swing chairs, etc. All at affordable prices. We deliver with our vehicles. To make your home that cozy paradise, locate our super showroom along DSC Expressway opposite Platinum Banquet Place, beside Ugboso Junction, Efro, Delta State. Or call 0806-394-3198 or 0703-368 7179. Uzo Furniture and Interior Merchant for comfortable home interior furniture experience.
Well, we need to welcome you back, and we're still with the big story for today. We're talking about the present hardship in the country and the call for a living wage for workers. What should that be? Well, anyway, many are saying should it be 1 million naira a month? Well, anyway, forgive me laughing on that. But anyways, others are saying the best thing to do is see how you can improve the living standard of Nigerians, and maybe that minimum wage award will just do the needful. But anyway, we're still having our guest. I'm talking of no other person but Engineer Dr. Wilfred Okologume joining us. Hello, sir. Are you still there with us?
Yes, I'm with you.
Well, nice having you back on it. Well, and thank you so much for hanging on, especially as we go also get our living wage. But let's return to the discussion. You made mention of, we asked before we went on a break, the reason we're deep or neck deep into the crisis we presently have. And funny enough, some elder statesmen have come out with their own belief that one I would like us to look at is that of Ita Sage, who said recently that the removal of fuel subsidy by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu unannounced, without looking at the fundamentals and actually without looking at a way of dealing with the problem, is the very reason we are neck deep into the present situation we are. But some on the part of government, and not just only that, we still even know Senator Shomole and also the former CBN governor Sanusi Lamido Sanusi came out to say no, that the present situation we seem to be is as a direct result of the poor policies of the previous administration of Muhammad Buhari. I'm just a bit confused, or Nigerians are a bit confused about it. Do you feel it is rather the former than the later, or do you feel it's a combination of both the policies of the previous and the present administration that we're neck deep into the crisis we are?
All right. I think it's like the pot calling the kettle black.
Oh, come on.
It's the same government. The government is a continuum, especially when it will have to do with the same party. So when you are saying it's the previous government policy, to me it doesn't make sense. It's the same APC government. And the same persons who are speaking now were also part of the government and those who brought that same government to power.
Okay.
So they should hold their face, cover their faces in shame. That's one side to it.
Yeah.
Yes, the abrupt announcement of the subsidy removal would be a factor, but that to tell you the deception at the level of governance, because if you recall, subsidy payment was not budgeted for. It was not budgeted for as claimed by those in government before this current government came on board.
Yeah.
And which means it was something imminent, one. And number two, the same government, I'm referring to the APC government, I don't care if it was Buhari or the current president, it's the APC government. The same government in one narrative said there was no subsidy. That subsidy is a scam. If they say subsidy is a scam. You see, the truth is this, our ruling class, let them not deceive themselves thinking they are deceiving Nigerians. That's just the truth. I don't want to make statements that will look as if we want to kind of
call for constitutional means of governance. Yes, I understand.
I don't want to. But let me just focus on what the solutions and ways.
So we'll look at the solutions. All you are saying.
I'm coming. Let me just wrap up.
Okay, go ahead.
My line. Why I say so? The issue of successive governments always trying the blame game to stop. When Buhari government came on board, he was saying it was Jonathan's government. Now the same APC to APC government, you are now saying it was Buhari's government. And Osomole was the national chairman of APC government during Buhari's time. The current president was the national leader. When they're not part of the policy decision making bodies, or they don't have their representative there, they should stop that. Instead, Sage was a major player in the last government. So they should stop this issue. It's failure of governance, and they should take responsibility. Take responsibility for both the liabilities and the good side of it.
Yeah.
For example, they were praising themselves on what have played out in the aviation sector. Yes, infrastructure were rail project. They were praising themselves. They did not give any credence to the Jonathan government who started it. So Nigerian government now, when it is good, it's you. When it is bad, it's the previous government. No, we should leave that narrative. So as far as I'm concerned, it's Sage and others that are playing this new narrative, they are being diversionary. They should cover their faces in shame and let us face the reality before us clearly and see how we come out of this mess.
Okay, now still talking about how we can come out of this mess, as you said. Do forgive my language. Let's take our minds now to what Femi Falana said yesterday. He said a lot as it concerns the present situation we found ourselves in. And one he also said is that this government should stop, and he made it an emphasis of real stop, implementing the directive of the IMF and the World Bank. Recently now, the IMF have come to say for the country to move forward, especially as it concerns the power sector, the federal government should remove tariff on electricity. Falana flared up and said that apart from that, he feels the present situation we are in is because this government keeps listening to the IMF on account of their directive. Now, do you feel, because while I'm asking you this question, we do know the Nigerian Labour Congress and also your association, ASU, has always not been a fan of IMF's directive. So let's understand, do you feel that this government should end listening to the IMF and the World Bank and rather know that what is on paper is different from what is basically on the ground?
Yes, completely. I completely 100%, in short, 110% agree with Falana's position. The brain of our development as a nation came with our acceptance of IMF and World Bank initiative.
Okay.
I'll give you a practical example. Some years past, I think in the military, rather in maybe in terms of Fufu, Abacha.
Are you talking about Badamasi Babangida? IBB, Babangida?
Yeah, IBB. Yeah, we were Nigeria as a nation loan money to World Bank. We loan money to World Bank. But now the reverse is the case. The moment we started accepting their policy, that has been the bane of our underdevelopment. I'll give you a practical example after this discussion. Before now, we used to have our water project where we call water board.
Yes.
Piping water to our home.
Yes.
IMF came, and World Bank came with the policy of pipe-borne water drilling of boreholes. You now saw government with all this small boy in the community, you said they have done something, World Bank pet project. That immediately killed our urban water board project.
Yes.
The same thing they did in our education sector. The same thing they are doing in our economy today. Now the truth is this, if we don't develop ourselves and domesticate our initiative, we will remain in this shambles. Now when you look at the Arab League, the UAE and Qatar, what did they do? For them to accept your so-called policy or whatever initiative you are bringing, you must domesticate it. That's their own approach here. Taking the education sector, for example, if you must say they will send their citizens to your country and you are having a project, you are running a company in Qatar, they will tell you put a campus and give us the same standard here.
Okay.
And ensure that your experts that you bring them here. That was how they were able to develop faster. But in our own case, anything foreign, we accept and condemn what we have local. Instead of using our own local solutions to our own local means. And this thing is telling. Today, Dangote is looking at importing crude oil.
US.
Why? Because our own local crude oil that was supposed to give to him has been mortgaged. We've used it to take loans. It's not available to use because we're using to pay back loans. Because this IMF and World Bank policy that will be pushing us as developing nations to ensure that we always remain in under their nose. And that is where we are heading to. So we already know that we are heading to it. So I completely agree with Falana's position. The high time we pull ourselves away from it, the better we are as a nation. And Nigerian populace need to understand that. And it's part of the reason why Union is strongly against their policy. That they are pushing similar kind of policy to our education sector. What is the essence? Because if we don't get our educational sector right, there's no way we can develop as a nation. And when we are talking about educational sector that drives development, we are talking about tertiary education. When it has to do with primary and post-primary education, that is for literacy, for people to be literate.
Yes.
But the aspect that drives development is tertiary.
Yes.
And these same persons have brought their policy back to that segment to weaken it so that as a nation we can never develop. And our ruling class are continually falling for it. We are continually falling for it. And if we don't realize the need for us to reverse, we remain in this shambles. You see our neighboring West African countries, the likes of Mali, Gabon, and the others, the decision they took. Although the approach might seem not okay, but I have to tell you, for them, they have seen the extreme of their dependence on some of these foreign initiatives. And that's why all their citizens are almost supporting what the military juntas are doing. And that is not where we should get to as a nation. Our current democratic leaders should address this quickly so that we citizens of Nigeria will not accept alternatives that are wrong because we feel we have been pushed to the wall. We still have the room to resolve these issues, and let us resolve it.
Well, anyway, let's continue on resolving it because that's where we should go now. Let's look at solutions, because solutions might just be the only way to end this impasse, not just between the Nigerian Labour Congress and Trade Union Congress and government, but rather the impasse that we seem to be as a nation, looking at the present hardship being faced by millions and millions of Nigerians. Now, let's look at it. Now, the Bakers Association of Nigeria are planning to embark on a strike on the 27th of this month. They said there will be no bread on the shelves of any part of the country come 27th of February. And the reason they are going on strike is because of the rising cost of production. They feel they've been priced out of the market due to the rising cost of production, and they cannot increase the amount for any loaf of bread again. So let them just go home, sit out, and do nothing. But let's look at it. It's still part of the hardship. What do you feel this government or this administration needs to do, and do quickly, to avert other sectors in closing shop? Because we do know what bake or bread is to Nigerians, and not just what it means, but rather the millions of or thousands of Nigerians that are employed under this sector. What does this government need to do, and do on time, not to again hamper the issue of production in the country?
All right. Thank you once again. And I like one line of the conversation, that do quickly so that other sectors cannot come in. Because even real estate developers, they are already complaining. It's affected, and by the time
9.5 for a
development is affected, then the entire economy is going in a big mess.
Yes.
Now, thank God that the Bakers Association are not talking about increasing the price.
They said they can't.
Shut down because they can't. They know if they increase, Nigerians can no longer afford it. That's where the issue is. No. So what is time now is, for me, the so-called in quote subsidy that has been removed, where is the money? Those money that they have announced that they have made trillions of naira from savings, from subsidy payment, they should quickly divert it as either grants or interventions in other critical sectors of our economy, agriculture and others, to ensure we remain afloat. That's the diversification. That's the diversification. They should quickly divert it, because we need to be careful. What caused revolution in France was the price of bread. What caused revolution in France was the price of bread. So government should not take food prices as a minute issue. So they should divert those same money they have quoted as savings from subsidy. What are they using it for? Let those money be diverted as grants and interventions to other segments of our economy, so that we will remain afloat quickly. Because most of these things that is happening is beyond the cost of diesel. We have insecurity as a major factor too. Infrastructure dilapidation, because materials cannot move. Farmers that are farming wheat cannot access their farm because of insecurity issues. Only they manage, they cannot transport the material because of cost of transportation. Only they can afford the cost of transportation. They cannot get it delivered in a day because of bad road. So all this, when you put all of them together, that is why we are seeing that all the cost of raw materials now is being affected. And once the cost of raw materials is being affected, of course, it has a corresponding effect on the cost or the price that we attributed to the price of the finished product. So for me, quick fix solution, those money that have been saved from subsidy removal should be quickly pumped into the other segment of our economy to keep them quickly afloat. Because what our women need, shelter.
Hello.
feeding.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
So we should divert our investment attention to human needs, not human wants.
Yeah.
Quickly. Once we are able to stabilize that, then we can take it up further. We have adjusted as citizens to the current price of oil. We have adjusted. But government needs to see, the truth is this. There's no government in this world that does not subsidize any segment of our economy.
Okay.
Any segment.
Okay.
So let that subsidy also be directed or transferred to agriculture. Now, instead of me to talk about government to government, it's also come to do with some of us. Just recently, it was reported that some warehouses that were storing food items in Kano State, they were holding food items. You see, that is the Nigeria factor, because most of this price inflation that we're experiencing, this recent one, is also a factor of Nigerians being selfish and wicked to themselves. I don't want to put all the blame to government. You see somebody, you have old stock, because you see there's hardship, you are increasing the price of your old stock. But tomorrow when the price goes down, for example, they'll say, nah, the last one we will buy, and now when we sell and finish, we will reduce price. But it's easier for us to quickly increase price. I was somewhere asking for the cost of something. I won't mention the particular thing. Somebody made a call through, and immediately they said the price. I was told 550 that moment. I was still standing there less than 1 minute. I was told 650. What has changed overnight? That's also the insincerity of us, Nigerians. We are wicked to ourselves. Government is dealing with us, Nigerians are dealing with Nigerians. What do we really want for ourselves? What do we really want for ourselves? These same government officials will come to our churches, to our mosques, we applaud them. Let me just give you one of the narratives that is so affecting us. It's our over-dependence on our religious mindset. Nigerians who are too religious. Those of Islamic faith who will say anything that happens will say, nah, the way Allah wants them. Then those of us from the Christian faith, anything that happens will say God will change them. See, God has given us dominion over the earth. We are in charge. It is what we want that will happen. If we want the right thing, we can make it happen. If we want the wrong thing, we can make it happen. And we have opened our mind to be accepting everything that is wrong. So solutions, government has a role to play. We Nigeria, we need to reconcile ourselves and start doing things rightly too. We start waiting for government all the time.
Well, now, thank you so much, Dr. Wilfred Okologume. I will plead with you again that we need to go on a quick break again. And when we come back, we'll wrap things up today on the big story. I'll just play with you. Hold on. Let's see how we'll do that. I will come back and wrap things up. Thank you so much for it.